Hello, all. Welcome to the next installment of How Bad is Pat at Transitions? So, today we are going to do, was it Drifting Away? Drifting Away into Catch. I'll show you the transition I figured out, and then I'll move from there. It's a bit more subtle, but I'll give you my thoughts after. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not 100% happy with that, but I definitely think it's better than Mix 2. Mix 2, so I know exactly what I did in Mix 2. I didn't listen to it, but I take notes. Um, I have notes for at least for the Mix 2. For the mix, I had all the songs, the starting tempo for each song, the what direction or how the knobs were placed, when the mixing started, and then like the first thing to do, the second thing to do, the third thing to do, and then so on. So in the mix itself, what I did is the as the transition started, so just in like this area, I had I switched the low frequencies, right? Not super fast, also not super slow, right? So catch goes up to 100 to 100%. Catch goes up to neutral, and then drifting away goes down to zero. That's a mistake. That right. But I'll get to that in a second. So yeah. So normal, the lows go down. Catch goes up to neutral to neutral, and then drifting away goes down to zero. And then and then near the end of the transition, I start a flanger, and then I turn the mids all the way to max on catch, turn high pass all the way to max on drifting away, and then lower the volume. So that's what I did in the mix. It I think because catch, so drifting away. Okay, so firstly, drifting away is a very clear song compared to. I find it's very clear compared to catch. Let me see. Yeah, I think I find it very clear compared to catch, and I definitely notice it. Oh, let me just do this and no, not that here. I definitely notice it here. Right, very crisp and clear, and then this is catch. We create misery, have your cake, and right. So drifting away is much crisper, clearer sounding than catch, which is really weird because catch is a remaster. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I read that Ferry Corsten re-recorded everything, including the vocals. So I find that very, very strange. And you can either it's muffled or it's lower volume, because you can definitely tell between catch and carte blanche. There's also like a difference in either quality or clarity. But we'll get to that a bit, tomorrow or whenever. But anyway, so yeah, so drifting away is very crisp, very clear. Seemingly, it sounds a little bit louder than catch, but maybe that's just catch is either was either mastered a little bit lower. And I tried to balance the volumes, but my ears, drifting away is still much louder. But catch is also a very busy song, right? There's a lot going on in that song from the start. I mean, you can see the whole start here. There's like just very right, very busy all the time. So having flanger and then boosting mids at the end and then having a high pass is just kind of adds to the cacophony. The cacophony, sorry. Whereas what I did here is I did not move I kind of slowly moved the mids, and so on catch, I moved the mids and the low EQ to kind of halfway, or a little bit more than halfway, just so when you can start hearing the mids on catch and start hearing the bass on catch, and then kind of lower, drifting away a little, drifting away bass a little bit, the low EQ, and then kind of move that up. Slowly do that. Didn't really touch the mids too much until the very end, but when this part starts here, drifting away loses its bass, right? Loses its bass frequencies, just right here. Right, so no bass frequencies. So at that point, I made sure that the bass and the mids in catch were maxed out. We're maxed out. We're neutral. We're zero. We're mid. You know, just where we're supposed to be. And then in the very last bar, I lowered the highs, mids, and lows of drifting away, and then turned down the volume when catch hit its drop, or when the vocals started with catch. So yeah, I think that's a better. I think that's a better start, or a bit better transition. A little bit more subtle. It's also a weird transition point for. Yeah, it's also a weird transition point for these songs because it doesn't follow the 8-bar rule. Because this would be, oh no, it does follow the 8-bar rule. This follows 8-bar. This is not. Although that's probably just my fault for picking. Yeah, no, it is follow the 8-bar rule as well. Okay, so it's a weird transition point. I don't know if, because the thing is, catch starts. I don't know if having all of this down here in a mix seems like it's a lot of. How long is that? From 120 to 259. It's like a minute of, I guess, intro-ish type of thing, and then there's a breakdown here, small breakdown, and then the rest of the song. So I find starting a couple of minutes, 2.5 minutes into the song, I think is okay. Maybe maybe there's a better transition point in the song for that. There's also the idea that I don't necessarily like this transition because it is discordant. If the mids on catch are too high and the mids on drifting away are too low, it really sounds bad. So I don't know if the two songs just cannot be mixed together. Because what is it? 9A and 3A. Drifting away is E minor, and then catch is B flat minor. So I don't know if other songs with those keys would mesh better, would transition better. I don't know if it's just these songs, or these two songs particularly. But I probably, maybe I could have changed catch for something else, or drop catch altogether. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of, I prefer. Yeah, obviously I prefer this. I think it's a bit more subtle, but I think it works better again because drifting away is loud and catch is busy. So just having a smoother transition instead of having like a flanger and high pass and all that kind of stuff, I think that's a bit better. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.